All right, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I'd like to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hasham Racha Kodash for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. And Lord willing, it's edifying to the elect. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, the leaders of all Israelites in these end times, showing us the correct way to salvation, and the prophets who I learn from. I learned this 100% truth from. Shalom to you, Akwaf, in order, meaning you Israelite sisters and you brothers out there teaching. And shalom to you, Israelites. They look like these other races of people, but you see, line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, making you a Hebrew Israelite. Because it ain't about color, it's about the chosen seed line. And the seed line of Israel was scattered among all nations. Therefore, we're going to look like all nations. Shalom means peace be unto you. So, I ain't got a title for this lesson. It's just a quick video I came across. I want to quickly show you, just to show you how wicked this man is, like how he's governing the earth. This man is unprofitable to life. He has no respect for life. You know, what I'm about to show you is really disgusting and disturbing. And not only does it affect your life as far as, you know, the food that you're consuming, but the animals, man, the way they've been treated under this man's rule is ridiculous. So Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Right? The point is that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, meaning that the current rulers of this age that we're living in, the Bible is specifically describing them as the wicked, a particular family, a particular race, a particular nation of people, which the Bible calls the nation of Esau, Edom. Okay, you have all types of nationalities, 18 nations to be exact, and the Bible has, you know, specific names for each nationality, for each nation. Okay, you won't find the terms white man, black man, and so on, Chinese man, Arab, whatever. You won't find that in the Bible. You're going to find Edomite, Israelite. The Israelites consist of 12 tribes. Okay, the Edomite, you know, you got the tribe of Amalek, which are them small hats, them fake JEWs prancing around in the Holy Land, calling themselves the real people of the Lord, the chosen, right? Where they're nothing but imposters, right? And then you have your, you know, your typical redneck, slow belly Edomite living in America, Russia, Ukraine, England, Spain, and around the world, man. Okay, and you know, those are still Edomites. They're all of the same family, right? You just have different types of Edomites, but the Bible is specifically calling the Edomite the wicked. You have wicked people of all races, but the Bible here in Job 9:24 is saying that the people ruling the earth are what the Bible calls the wicked. Okay, now you can check their track record for yourself and see that, you know, you obviously know who this is talking about, right? All you have to do is go and look at their, you know, their shameful, despicable, disgusting history, which is a stain on their legacy that they will never ever be able to wash off. But I want to show you something else, right? In this video I'm about to show you, I want to show you what the wicked are up to. And there's a reason why I wanted to bring this precept out first, just to give you the understanding as to who the wicked are, because you're going to hear that word, them words, the wicked. You're going to hear them again in other precepts that I plan to bring out. But I want to show you this video. It might be a bit disturbing to some of you. You know, I'm kind of desensitized to it. I'm used to seeing stuff like this all the time from Esau, Edom. It's a shame I have to say that I'm desensitized to it, but we just see so much wickedness from this man, us men of the Lord. You know, we're constantly looking for this stuff to expose this man, okay, which is doing the work of the Lord. Somebody's got to do it. So that's our job. That's where we come in. We're going to reveal his iniquity, and the earth is going to rise up against him, just like it says in the book of Job, I believe, chapter 20. But anyway, without further ado, let me go ahead and play this clip, and then I'm going to bring out a few precepts, right? So brace yourself.
A new investigation revealed the sickening reality of so-called organic chicken that Costco doesn't want you to see. Our investigators spent weeks working at an organic chicken farm that supplies Costco and filming the horrors they witnessed. Baby chicks who were ill, injured, or just not growing fast enough were dropped into buckets along with those who had died, and then dumped into compost piles, even though some were clearly still alive and chirping. Once they grew bigger, those who were sick or hurt got beaten with a pipe. Thrown into piles filled with the dead, and then dumped into the compost piles. Here, those still moving and making noise are beaten with a rake. But that's just the beginning. Our testing recorded ammonia levels inside the buildings exceeding 100 parts per million, more than triple the industry's own recommendations. These ammonia levels burn the animals' eyes and lungs. And despite Costco selling this as organic, the birds were never allowed outdoors, never breathing fresh air or standing in grass, in violation of organic requirements. This is the outdoor pen they never saw. And in the buildings where the animals were forced to spend their lives, leaks and uneven flooring contributed to feces-filled mud that birds were left to stand and walk in. The farm also failed to take the most basic measures to prevent the spread of diseases that could endanger humans. Their practices included carrying dead chickens into different buildings that contained living ones and never stepping into the standard boot sanitizer. And the investigator repeatedly witnessed darkling beetles, which can spread E. coli and salmonella. Worst of all, even if a farm has none of these conditions or abuses, Costco chickens have been genetically selected to grow so quickly that their bodies collapse under their own weight. Chickens bred for such unnaturally fast growth are known to endure crippling pain, immobility, leg deformities, and even heart failure, often when they're still babies. We exposed Costco's cruelty in 2021. They did nothing of impact. Costco still has no meaningful standards across their operations, and animals are still paying the price with their suffering. It's time to hold.
So, this is what you're eating. Beaten, crippled, abused meat, man. This is what you're eating if you're eating Costco chicken, apparently, right? And this is one of many places that are upholding these type of practices. And I'm not saying that every place that raises chickens, every farm that raises chickens, I'm not saying that they're all like this, because that's not realistic. There are some places that do their job correctly, but this shouldn't happen at all. And it won't happen in the kingdom of heaven under our rule. Because right now we're living under the rule of Esau Edom, okay? The one that the earth was given to, remember? But there's coming a time where the Lord will set over the earth one that is profitable, okay? As well as profitable to life, treating animals with respect. There's coming a time where things are going to be put in order, because you have the wrong people ruling. Just because they've made it this far does not mean they're the right people to be governing over the world, man. Look how they're managing it. The animals are even suffering under this man's rule. It's disgusting, man. Let's go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 10. Proverbs 12 and 10, it says, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel." You see, so the wicked And I already explained to you through Job 9:24 who that is. The wicked is the nation of Edom, right? And what it's saying is a righteous man, which is an Israelite man, regardeth the life of his beast. Okay, they care about animals, they care about life, they care about nature. They're empathetic. You know, they show empathy toward other humans as well as creatures. Okay, hence the reason why we haven't rebelled and took Esau Edom's head off for all the things that he's done. Our people are very forgiving because that's our nature. We're loving, we're tender, we're merciful. Esau, he doesn't show any mercy, even to the animals, man, so he will receive no mercy. So Proverbs 12:10, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. We care about our beasts, our pets, our animals. Esau, he pops them, man. He'll sleep with them. He'll sleep with dogs. That's what he does. This man is just absolutely vile and cruel to animals, man, and to people. Okay, he does not regard life. He doesn't regard, the feelings of people or animals, man. It's disgusting. It says the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Yeah, man. Even when he thinks he's doing right, it's still cruel. Chopping animals' nuts off and, just putting animals down for stupid reasons. Fair play. If a dog is dangerous, it bites another, it attacks people or other animals. Yeah, that dog got to be put down. But, Esau will take out his gun and just kill your dog if it comes even close to you while he's trying to make an arrest. This man will just blow your dog's head off and not think twice. I've seen so many videos of him doing that, man. And that's just one of many things that this man is up to, when it comes to the animals. He's just cruel. He uses them for experiments to make shampoo. He'll put the shampoo in the animal's eyes to knowing it's going to burn. Why you got to put it in their eyes? Like, this man is cruel as hell to these animals, man. What, Fauci was taking scalps off aborted fetuses, humans, scalping a fetus and sewing it to a mouse, man. This is what Fauci was up to. He also was taking beagles, this particular type of dog, putting their head in a box full of genetically modified mosquitoes to see, if he could successfully vaccinate a beagle, a dog, through mosquitoes, through genetically modified mosquitoes. This man is just a joke, man. He's got to go, okay? Because he doesn't regard the life of either people or animals, man. Let's turn to the book of Psalms. I'm going to try and make this quick because my battery's damn near dead and my charger is upstairs and I can't be bothered to go get it because otherwise it's going to break my spirit. But I didn't intend for this to be long anyway, so it's all good. Otherwise I would go get it. This is Psalm 74. And I just want to bring out verse 20, right? And this is a psalm of Asaph. And, this is just spiritually equated, to this situation, to the life in general, to what's really going on. It says, have respect unto the covenant, right? So, respect the law, respect, the covenant that the Lord made with us, respect, the ways of the Lord, right? Have respect unto the covenant. It says, for the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. So the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. And you just witnessed it, watching this video. This would be considered a habitation of cruelty for animals. No doubt about it. And there's many, many places like that in the earth under Esau Edom's rule, man. Okay, because Esau is definitely the one ruling. Let's quickly prove that. I wasn't going to go there, but just to show you that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. But who is the wicked? Let's quickly prove that in 2 Ezra 6 and 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world. So Esau, Edom, is the one ruling at the end of the world. He's the one that has the world. He's the one that the world was given to. And he is the one that the Bible calls the wicked. It says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So when the Lord creates the new heavens and the new earth, it's going to be governed by Jacob, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelites that look like these other nations, but your seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. But, the next rulers is Jacob, because Esau is unprofitable to life, man. Let's quickly prove that. All right, so I want to read this right here. There's a couple precepts in this chapter. Sirach 10. Let's read verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit or deception, it says the kingdom, which is the rulership of the earth, is translated from one people to another. And the scriptures already explained that, it was going to go from Esau to Jacob. We read that in 2 Ezra 6 and 9. So the kingdom is going to be translated to people that are more profitable, okay, because this man is not profitable to life. That's why it says here in Sirach 10, we jump up a bit to verse 3, we're going to read through 4. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, not just his people, but his animals, because he's unwise. All he does is destroy life. It says, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Verse 4, it says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. So the Lord is in control of who rules. And the Lord only set up the wicked to fulfill biblical prophecy. It's not that they're the rightful rulers. It's all a part of the Lord's grand plan. Okay? And as time goes on and you get your head in this book, the picture becomes more clear as to what the Lord is actually doing and what he's done. Okay? So it says the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that time is coming very soon, because this man has got to go. He's reached the peak of his kingdom, the peak of wickedness, and he's coming down having great wrath because he doesn't have long left to rule. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 4 and verse 13. It says, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So us Israelites were scattered among these heathen nations, and we have to wear their clothes, drink their food, drink their water, eat their food. Okay, because we're still captive. We're still a prisoner of war. We're still prisoners under the rule of these Edomites, man, and these heathen. So we have to eat this disgusting meat, tortured meat. We have to eat this, man. It's defiled bread among the nations where we've been scattered, among the Gentiles. This is the defiled bread it's talking about. The Lord said that we would have to do that as part of the curses that we're under until the Lord takes this devil out, man, and cuts off this long disease that the earth has had, man. These practices where they torture animals and treat them inhumanely in the food industry, in the farming industry. The reason behind that is because, this whole system that Esau has set up is a system that is based off the love of money, okay? And anytime you base a system of the love of money, it's always going to result in, evil practices, cutting corners or substituting health for profit, So this is 1 Timothy 6 and 10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through. with many sorrows. So the point is in the first bit, because this is how Esau Edom governs the world, is based off the love of money. And the love of money is the root of all evil. This is the reason why, they fatten up those chickens, pumping them with steroids and growth hormones and antibiotics and stuff. It's all to do with profit. They want to bulk up the product unnaturally, which causes a lot of strain on the heart, a lot of strain on the legs, causes all kind of deformities. You saw that the place was covered in pneumonia and feces with the smell of ammonia. And this is all because they cut corners. It's too costly for them, to properly sanitize the place and keep it sanitary. There's not enough profit in that. So, Esau Edom, he governs the world by the love of money, man, which is the root of all evil. That's why you see evil, spreading in the world, man. Let's turn to Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So the whole world is mourning as a result of, the Edomite in rulership. This man is the problem. Proverbs 29:2, let me read it again. When the righteous are in authority, right? The righteous are the Israelites. When they're in authority, it says the people rejoice. Why? Because they're going to govern the world based off the law, statutes, and commandments of the Holy Bible, which is the right way. When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. It's not just the people, the animals are mourning, man. And let's prove that real quickly. We'll close it out in the book of Isaiah, right? Because when this man is taken down, the whole world is going to rejoice. Even the animals, even the fir trees, which, represents nature. You can equate that to the animals also. So it says in Isaiah 14, starting at 5, Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, meaning they're coming out of rulership. This is a future prophecy, okay? This hasn't come to pass yet, although it says the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked. It's just a continuation of a prophecy, when you start from verse 1 and read on. It's just a continuation of this prophecy. So eventually the Lord is going to break the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers, the wicked elites of Esau Edom, the Rothschilds, DuPonts, Rockefellers, Gettys, all of them, Oppenheimers, the wicked elites, the banking families, man. It says in Isaiah 14:6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. So no one's going to come to this man's rescue now that he's catching hell, because the Lord is taking this man out of power and he's having a hard time, keeping his rulership above float, man. He's lacking the mineral resources he needs to, to continue his reign of terror upon the earth. And, he's at war with everyone, falling out with everyone. So he who smote the people in wrath, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. It says the whole earth is at rest, and this is after he's taken down, which is coming in the very near future, okay? The whole earth is going to rejoice when this man is brought down. It says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet, meaning no more wars. While they're in rulership, there's nothing but war. Anyway, it says they break forth into singing. So the whole earth is going to break forth into singing. That includes the animals, because no one's going to be torturing them anymore. Even the trees say in verse 8, Isaiah 14:8, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. And a feller is a lumberjack, people that cut down trees. So since this man's laid down, nature is flourishing. The trees are rejoicing because no one's cutting them down anymore for profit. for the love of money, which is the root of all evil. We need trees to breathe, man. We need it for oxygen. We need it for all kinds of things related to the ecosystem. They're the earth's lungs, man. But this man chops it down for profit. How unwise is that? So this is why, you know, and I forgot to bring out this precept in the book of Sirach, chapter 10. But we'll go to it now and close it out with this, right? It says, Sirach 10 and 10, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. So the one that is ruling the earth today, sitting as a king, he's classed as the long disease, okay? He's the cancer of the earth. And the physician is Yahweh Shai, and he's coming to cut that cancer off so that the earth can thrive and the animals can rejoice, man. So Lord willing, you were edified. I'm going to close out here. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hasham Racha Kodash Shalom.